December 10. The habit of obedience. Esther chapter 2 verse 20. Now Esther had not yet revealed her family and her people, just as Mordecai had charged her, for Esther obeyed the command of Mordecai as when she was brought up by him. A Roman centurion was instructed to deliver a message. In order to reach his destination, he had to go through some very dangerous territories. One of his soldiers approached him and said, "Sir, if you try to deliver this message, you'll be killed." The centurion looked at the young man and replied, "Soldier, it's not necessary for me to live, it's only necessary for me to obey." The Bible stresses the virtue of obeying those who are in authority. Romans chapter 13 verse 1. But respect for authority begins in the home. Mordecai raised Esther to be obedient, a trait that she carried into adulthood. It was her habit of obedience that made the difference when she needed to put her life on the line for her people. Esther chapter 4 verses 15 to 16. This kind of obedience needs to carry over to our spiritual lives as well. If we do not respectfully obey those whom we can see, how can we expect to obey God whom we cannot see? How we respond to our parents, teachers, employer, pastor, and elected officials is an excellent indicator of our attitude towards God. Cultivate the habit of respectful obedience when asked to do something that is not unethical or immoral and is consistent with godliness. Respond cheerfully as to the Lord. Ephesians chapter 6 verses 5 to 7. Your obedience to those in authority will set an example for others to follow, especially your children. Your obedience in daily matters also lays a foundation for those times when God calls you to obey in difficult circumstances. Make obedience a habit, and you will be prepared to face anything, large or small. The key to godliness is not more knowledge, but more obedience. Amen.